Alright guys, so with the new Super Mayhem, we have some new teams going on, and I wanted to share some comps that you guys can use right now inside of the Super Mayhem, and I've been testing it out without Crimson Coral for those of you guys who do not have Crimson Coral yet. Alright, the rewards for this Super Mayhem is pretty good, just like always. We do have some extra pulls and crystals and EXP star jellies and all those stuff, and especially if you guys do get to the master, then you guys are able to get this statue for your arena rank. Alright, and then of course you guys do have some life jewels here, as well as some super epic soul stones and rainbow cubes. Alright, so if you guys are able to reach that, then try your best. For servers like Hollyberry and Dark Cacao, you guys might be able to go and climb pretty quickly, but pure vanilla server is actually pretty darn hard right now. So let's go over it right now. The first team here is going to be a T-Knight comp here. The second team is going to be the standard comp, and the third team is going to be a quote-unquote water comp that we got with Sea Fairy. So let's go over the toppings real quick, and then let me tell you guys which comp you guys should be going up against with specific ones. Alright, so first of all, this is going to be T-Knight comp, and it is going to be one of the counters to Crimson Coral right now. Alright, I shared this comp with you guys yesterday as well inside of the actual arena with different toppings and treasures, of course, but here we go. First of all, we are going to be using T-Knight with Peanut, alright? Healthy Peanut. This was actually taken from Andy Runner. Andy Runner shared the exact same comp here with Peanut, and when I tested it out and when I thought about it, it actually does work out really well because T-Knight will have more HP, which means that the wave won't target T-Knight because the wave will actually go and target the cookie with the lowest HP at that time. But with the healthy Peanut, T-Knight will have more HP, which means that T-Knight will most likely be the last one standing. Next one is going to be Black Lemonade with 5 of the Swift Chocolate for that 2-second start. We have our Shining Glitter with 4 Raspberry, 1 of the Swift Chocolate here. We do want that 3-second cooldown in order to have a 3-second start for her, 2.8%. And then we have Moonlight as well as Black Pearl with full-on Raspberry. Alright, so this particular comp is going to be good against Crimson Coral comps or any of the water comps that we got going on with a single tank. Alright, and then we have the Epic Scroll as well as the Insignia and the Whistle being applied to Moonlight and Black Pearl. And the next one is going to be our standard comp. Standard comp is going to be using Hollyberry with full-on Solid Almond. We got full-on Raspberry on our Pitaya. We got full Juicy Apple Jelly on Stardust here. And then we have full-on Solid Almond on Pure Vanilla. And then we have full-on Swift Chocolate on Snapdragon. It's very similar to the comp that we actually had last season as well with the Super Mayhem. And we are using the Rare Scroll as well as the Whistle and the Jelly Watch. Alright, and this particular comp is going to counter one-shot comps like this one as well as the Brute one. Alright, and some people actually do use BTS instead of Snapdragon for a pure 100% stun immunity in case there are comps like, with someone like Brute, which can kind of mess you up a little bit because Brute does have that stun in the beginning. And then next one is going to be our water comp right over here, and you guys can see it is going to be using Brute as well as Sea Fairy, Mango, Peppermint, as well as Squid Ink. Usually, if you do have Crimson Coral will come into here, but because I was testing it out without Crimson Coral, I am using Brute because Brute does have a really fast 2-second start and is also able to stun the enemy, transitioning towards someone like Sea Fairy, Mango, and then, just wiping out the entire team. So the topping is going to be full on Searing Raspberry for Brute. We got Searing Raspberry for Mango, Searing Raspberry for our Sea Fairy, Searing Raspberry for our Squid Ink, and Searing Raspberry for our Peppermint. Alright, so Peppermint, in case you guys did not pull for Peppermint because, Peppermint is not that great, you guys can also use someone like Parfait. You guys can also use BTS if you have BTS. You guys can also try and use Cream Puff as well in there, but it just really depends. And for you guys who do not have Stardust in this particular comp, you guys can also replace with Capsaicin, alright, instead of your Stardust or even Wallberry, and they will be Capsaicin will be using full on Searing Raspberry, and Wallberry will be using full on Solid Almond. And if you guys are using Crimson Coral instead of Brute here, then you guys are going to be able to go and put a full Raspberry on Crimson Coral. And then also, if you guys do not have the ability to build this particular comp, you guys can just go and build the old one-shot comp, which you guys can also find the video in my previous video as well, which was going to be something like, T-Knight, as well as Space Donut, Captain Caviar, and then you can use someone like Squid Ink and take Squid Ink out of here and put in Black Pearl, or you can use Moonlight and Black Pearl instead as well. Or you guys can also replace Brute instead of T-Knight. A lot, right? So please rewatch the video and try to see exactly what you guys need to do. But let's go over which comps you guys should be versing with specific comps right now. So this particular comp is gonna verse any of these kind of comp right here with someone like, you know, Crimson Coral most of the time when you guys are versing inside of the arena. All right, so this comp is gonna go and target any of the single tank as well as Crimson Coral comps. This particular comp is going to go up against attack speed comps as well as one-shot comps that are going to be inside of the arena right now. And then we have the third comp, which is going to be good against any of the standard comps right now that you guys have going on. So let's go into the Super Mayhem. All right, so we're going to verse this team here, and you guys can see this is going to be a standard comp. So instead of using this comp right over here, we're going to go and put in that water comp here. And then we do see the Crimson Coral comp. So instead of this, we're going to use the T-Knight comp. And then lastly, against the T-Knight comp, we're going to use the standard comp. All right, so here we go. All right, guys, so here we go. And you guys are going to be able to see that we get to stun and get rid of that Stardust super quickly because the stun comes out from our Brute, you know, prevents them from doing anything, and then they get wiped right there. And of course, again, if you have Crimson Coral, you guys can simply just use Crimson Coral there too. This one is going to be a great against that Crimson Coral comp, and then at the end, you know, T-Knight is the one to survive and then just goes and smashes the last cookie, which usually is going to be that, you know, squid ink right there. All right, and there you guys go. They were Grandmaster 2. All right, so that was super fast, by the way. Okay, so you guys saw right here, because they don't have BTS or anyone like that, Brute goes 2 seconds, start, boom, stuns everybody, Mango, weakness debuff, Sea Fairy, quick stun right there, and then followed up by Squid Ink and Peppermint to, you know, give that extra damage resist and extra damage from Squid Ink as well. And then the Crimson Coral counter is going to be the T-Knight comp. And then we have, lastly, the last comp that we didn't get to use. And let's go into the next one. Okay, so we do see the T-Knight comp here. So we're going to go and use the standard comp here. All right, and then we're going to see this standard comp or a triple tank or quad tank one. That is going to be where we're going to use this comp. They do have BTS, but it's okay. We're still going to be able to stun them first, and then BTS will put the stun immunity. But by then, we're going to be dealing a ton of damage with these cookies. And the last one, Crimson Coral here. Sometimes with Stardust, it can mess it up, but we're going to still go with it. Let's go. All right, here we go, guys. And you're going to see we're going to use all the skill. And the thing about this is that the more skill you use, the faster waves you're going to be able to get. And again, the wave is going to allow your cookies, all right, or at least one of the cookies from the enemy team to completely disappear. And normally, it's the cookie with the lowest HP, all right? This time around, I think we might lose here. We'll have to see. They do have the insignia as well, so, you know, we're most likely going to lose this one. It's not 100% win rate, too. You know, sometimes, you know, the crit happens. Sometimes, you know, there are RNG factors that's come into play. So just keep that in mind. And also, remember, there is the torrent. The torrent gets rid of one of your cookies right away. And that doesn't even pop the feather. That doesn't even pop the insignia either sometimes. So just keep that in mind. It can be a bit annoying, but, you know, it's a feature they added into the game. What can we do about it, right? Now here we go, last battle, and it's the Crimson Coral comp. And the thing about this comp that I said it can mess up, it's exactly right there. All right, because of the fact that the torrent happened, the insignia didn't pop, and it actually got rid of our T-Knights instead of allowing him to stay alive and pop the insignia. So this is a great example of where sometimes it can be pretty darn annoying about how the skill order goes and how the torrent can get rid of one of your cookies instead of keeping them alive with the insignia. So if this happens, you know, I guess just brush it off and just say, you know, bad luck. All right, guys, so one more battle here. We're going to go and use the Brute comp here against the standard. And then we got the T-Knight comp for the Coral. And then we got the standard comp for the T-Knight comp. So here we go. All right, here we go. So just know the Mayhem does have some RNG factors now because of the torrent. Can be pretty annoying. I'm not gonna lie, but just keep that in mind. You are gonna lose some here and there. There really is no perfect counter. And again, like I said, sometimes the torrent happens, insignia doesn't pop. Sometimes the torrent happens, feather doesn't pop, and you're gonna lose sometimes. So right there, lucky we got the insignia to pop on Black Pearl. All right, and there you guys go. We got the damage output, and here we go, like that. All right, guys, so there you guys go. These are going to be the comps that I'm currently using for the Super Mayhem without Crimson Coral. And again, if you guys do have Crimson Coral, just simply switch it with someone like Brute, And then you guys can also put in someone like Stardust instead of Squid Ink. And you could just use the water comp with Crimson Coral, and you can put in Capsaicin here instead as well. And there's a lot of different variation. This is the one that I'm using. Of course, it's not the answer, and sometimes the teams can switch depending on the server as well. And there's a lot of comps that are being used inside a pure vanilla server as well, but mainly it is going to revolve around these particular comps. And again, Crimson Coral is not in here. So hopefully you guys found the video helpful. Good luck with the Mayhem climb, and I'll see you guys all on the next one.